Good morning, students. Today we will continue our previous chapter, The Earth Our Habitat, Part 3. In our previous video, we had already discussed about solar system, location and shape of the earth, what is equator, latitude, longitude, and measure longitude, measure latitude, as well as GPS, Greenwich Mean Time, International Date Time. So today we will discuss about tropics, about zones, and about day and night, and why are the day and night long and short, seasons, eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, etc. So let's start the third part of our previous chapter, The Earth Our Habitat. So let's start with zones or tropics. What is tropics? On the basis of light and heat received during a year by the areas between latitudes on the earth, they can be divided into three divisions, which are as follows: torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Now understood what is tropics? Basically, the earth is divided in different parts. So on the basis of light, and you can say on the basis of difference of light, heat, cold, and temperature, these parts are called zones. Means our earth is divided according to different heat, cold. So the dividation part is called zones. Some parts receiving less light and heat, and some are more. So according to this differentiate, the earth is divided into three zones, which is torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. What is torrid zone or tropical zone? The area between 23.5 and 23.5 degree north latitude to 23.5 degrees south latitude is known as torrid zone. In this zone, what happens? In this zone, sun rays fall vertically. Vertically means direct throughout the year. So there is access of light and heat in this zone around the year. Temperate zone. The area between 23.5 degree to 66.5 degree latitudes in both the hemispheres is called the temperate zone. Here the sun rays over this area are not vertical, are not direct, but slanting. So the portion of temperature and heat remains moderate in these areas. Is it okay? In torrid zone, that is excessive heat, and in a temperate zone, there is a moderate heat and cold. Frigid zone. The area between 66.5 degree and 90 degree latitudes in both the hemisphere is known as the frigid zone. The sun rays in this area are highly slanted throughout the year. Highly slanted. So the proportion of temperature and heat remains very low in this area. Regions near poles don't get any sunshine during winter for certain days. So this area does not get any heat. So in this area there is a excessive cold. Students, there is a diagram in your textbook, page number 53. Page number 53. In this diagram you can see that it is very clear that the earth is divided in different parts on the basis of difference in temperature, light, heat and cold. These parts are called zones. There is a diagram in which there are 3 zones: frigid, temperate or tropical zone. So please observe that diagram and try to also draw that diagram in your notebook. There is a question in your workbook. So in that question you have also draw that diagram. Is it okay? Now we will study about motions of the earth. Like other planets, there are 2 types of motion of earth also. And which are they? Rotation and revolution. What is rotation? Like a top, the earth spins and completes one full circle on its imaginary axis on the equator at a speed of about 1670 km per hour. This motion of the earth is called rotation. The earth takes 24 hours, example 1 day, means 1 day, to complete this one circle. So this motion of the earth is also called daily motion. And even say also this speed has played an important role in shaping the earth's orange shape. So that is rotation. What is rotation? When the earth spins on its imaginary axis on the equator, that spins is called rotation. Now what is revolution? While moving on its axis, the earth also moves around the sun. This motion of the earth is called revolution. The earth takes 365 days and 6 hours, means 1 year, to complete one circle around the sun. This motion of the earth is also called its annual motion. So understood what is rotation and what is revolution? There is a difference between rotation and revolution. Rotation is the earth completes one full circle on its axis from west to east in 24 hours on its axis. That motion of the earth is called rotation. And revolution, when the earth completes one full circle around the sun. That motion of the earth is called revolution. And along with this, the earth do not move in circular path, rather it moves in elliptical orbit. Distance between sun and earth is not same throughout the year. The earth rotates on its axis by making an angle of 23.5 degree on its axis and 66.5 degree along its orbit. Due to this movement of earth, the season occur and day and night are extended and shortened. So now we will discuss in detail how day and night occur and the seasons occur. Here first we will discuss about how day and night occur. Due to daily motion of the earth, day and night occur. As the earth is tilted and rotates on its own axis, the sun shines only on half of it and the other half is dark. If earth would not have rotated, then on one side only light would have been there, while on the other side it would have remained dark. Thus, every part of earth experiences light from darkness and darkness from light in every 24 hours. Because of it, every part of earth experiences morning, afternoon and evening. As the earth is tilted on its axis, we find difference in the length of day and night. So children understood how days and night occur? Day and night occur due to the rotation of the earth. If the earth did not rotate on its axis, then what happened? Then all places on the earth would not face the sun alternately. As a result, what happened? As a result, day and night would not happen. There would be day constantly on the place which faced the sun, and the place which did not face the sun would have night permanently. So, due to daily motion of the earth, day and night occur. Now, the question is that how do we find difference in the length of day and night? What is the reason? So, basically what happens? Sun rays fall directly on Tropic of Cancer on 21st June and on Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December, where the sun rays fall directly. So, the days are longer and the night are shorter. And where the sun rays fall diagonally, the days are short and the nights are long, while days and nights are of same length on 21st March and 23rd September. Children, there is a diagram by which you can easily understood why are days and night longer and shorter, and you can say why is there a difference in the duration of days and night. So, please observe the diagram. The earth revolves around the sun with the axis inclined at 23.5 degree. So, the northern and southern hemisphere remains inclined towards the sun alternately. The hemisphere which remains inclined towards the sun remains in sunlight for more time. So what happens? The day is longer there and the night is shorter. And the vertical sun rays fall on the Tropic of Cancer. In the figure, the northern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun. So the day is longer there and the night is shorter. The day is shorter and the night is longer when the sun rays are slant. Here the day is shorter and the night is longer over the Tropic of Capricorn. Thus the earth revolves around the sun, keeping its axis inclined in the same direction, and this causes longer and shorter days and nights. Here we will discuss how the seasons on the earth change. So the earth revolves around the sun, keeping its axis in the same direction. So both the hemispheres face the sun alternately. The sun rays fall vertically. Vertically means directly over that hemisphere which faces it. The vertical rays give more heat. So day is also longer, so it is summer there. And the sun rays are slant over that hemisphere which is inclined in opposite direction. Slant rays give less heat. So night is longer and the day is shorter there. So it is winter there. This way, when it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it is winter in southern hemisphere, and that is vice versa. This way, the cycle of seasons continues on the earth. Children, in this diagram, you can see that the earth revolves around the sun, keeping its axis in the same direction. So both the hemispheres face the sun alternately. So what happens? 21st June, longest day and shortest night in northern hemisphere, whereas 22nd December, longest day and shortest night in southern hemisphere. And from 22nd June, vertical sun rays shift from the Tropic of Cancer towards the south of the equator. This is called Dakshinayan. This is called Dakshinayan. And from 22nd December onwards, the direct sun rays start shifting from the Tropic of Capricorn towards north, means towards the equator, which is called Uttarayan. Thus, Uttarayan comes on 22nd December. And during equinox, sun moves towards northern hemisphere. What is equinox? Sun and the equator intersect each other twice in a year. This intersection is called equinox. So, from 22nd March, length of days increases and nights become short. On 21st June, longest day and shortest night is experienced in northern hemisphere because the sun moves toward southern hemisphere. So, from 24th September, length of the days start increasing and nights become shorter. On 22nd December, days are longest and nights are shortest in southern hemisphere. Equinox. As I told you that sun and the equator intersect each other twice in a year, this intersection is called equinox. So same, the sun's apparent orbit and the equator intersect each other twice in a year. The day on which they intersect each other is known as equinox. During equinox, the sun shifts northwards in the northern hemisphere. So what happens? So the length of the day increases in the northern hemisphere, and after 22nd March and nights become shorter. June 21st is the longest day and shortest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. With the sun shifting southwards, the day becomes longer and the night shorter in southern hemisphere. So, December 22 is the longest day and shortest night of the year in southern hemisphere. During the year, the sun rays fall vertically over the equator or on 21st March and 23rd September. Hence, day and night are equal on these days, which are called Vishuvuddin, means equinox. Here we will discuss about leap year. Although you know leap year, what is leap year? 1 year of the earth consists of 365 days and 6 hours. 6 hours constitute 1/4 part of a day. It is difficult to calculate 1/4 part of a day. So, a year is calculated to be of 365 days. The remaining 6 hours of every 4 years are adjusted in the month of February by adding 1 day more, means 29 days are calculated instead of 28 days. That is why February has 29 days in every 4 years. That year is called leap year. In this chapter, we will discuss about eclipse also. As we all know that we get light from sun and moon, and sun is self-illuminated and shines brightly, and while the moon is illuminated with the light of the sun. Illumined part is seen on earth on different days. An occasion when moon or the sun seem to be completely or partially disappearing because one of them in passing between the other and the earth. In such situation it is eclipse. There are two types of eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. As the moon is much smaller than the sun, it cannot cover the sun entirely. As a result, a solar eclipse cannot be watched by the whole world. So we will discuss both of the eclipse one by one. Lunar eclipse. The moon gets light from the sun. When the earth comes in between the sun rays going towards the moon, the shadow of the earth falls on some part of the moon. That part of the moon is not seen by us, which is known as a lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse takes place only on the full moon night. But remember one thing, students, such events do not take place on every full moon night. Means this type of events, or you can say lunar eclipse, do not take place on every full moon night. Solar eclipse. The moon is a satellite of the earth. It revolves around the earth. It is also the nearest celestial body to the earth. While rotating sometimes, it comes in between the sun and the earth. At that time, the sun is not seen due to the obstruction of the moon. This phenomena is called solar eclipse. As the moon is much smaller than the sun, it cannot cover the sun completely. As a result, solar eclipse is not seen simultaneously all over the world. So children, this is our chapter, the earth, our habitat. This is very important chapter. So please read the chapter thoroughly and watch all the videos minutely. Thank you for watching this video.